Hello my friends, Paul here again at RoJoBe Music. Welcome to part 5 of the Yamaha acoustic guitar refurbishment. In the last video I fitted the nut and I've got two of the strings on the guitar, the bass E and the treble E. I've got them tuned up to a D at the moment just to check the string action, which obviously I have to adjust at the nut and the saddle. Now, I'll be completely honest, I made a little bit of a mistake. I started to make the adjustment at the nut. Now I should do it at the saddle first, because if I get it to the exact right height at the nut, and then I have to lower it at the saddle, that's going to bring the strings down and possibly bring this end down a bit too low. So it did make a little bit of a boo-boo, and the high E string has gone pretty low. So so I'm going to make the adjustment at the saddle first, get that pretty close, and then check on the action at the nut. So the current action of the bass E string at the 12th fret is probably 3.5 to 4 mil, and at the treble string we're sitting at about just shy of 3 mil. So ideally they both need to come down about 1 millimeter. Okay, so if you think about how a guitar is set up from the nut, if you consider the nut to be the pivot and then the strings are up and down from the nut, the 12th fret is the halfway distance between the nut and the saddle. So to bring it down 1 millimeter here at the 12th fret, I need to bring the saddle down twice that. Okay, because it's pivoting like this. So this is the end that travels the most when you're bringing the action down. So in the middle will be half the distance that you take down at the saddle, if that makes sense. Okay, so I need to take 1 millimeter off the height at the 12th fret. Therefore, I need to take double that, 2 millimeters, off the saddle itself. Okay, now it's probably not quite that. So I'm going to try to take off about 1.5 to 1.75 millimeters off the bottom of the saddle. I don't want to go too far and then have to end up shimming the saddle back up. So I'm going to sneak up on it. I'm going to do about 1.75 mil off the bottom of the saddle first. Okay, so I need to loosen the strings so that I can remove the saddle. I've got to loosen them quite a way as well. Let's see, can I take it out like that? Probably not. Yeah, see, I don't really want to take the bridge pins out if I can help it. Let me just try and loosen those strings a bit more, see if I can pull that saddle out. See, I don't want to break anything at this stage. Here she comes. Come on. There you come. There we go. Okay, so as I said, I need to take off about 1.75 mil from the bottom of the saddle. Now, there are various ways to go about this job. So I've got a mechanical pencil with, I think, about a 0.8 mil lead in there. And I'm going to try first of all to measure, just with a ruler, 1.75 mil, which is about there. And same at the other end. There. Okay, so you may be able to see, probably not, there's a little pencil mark here and here 1.75mm up from the bottom. So if I now join those up to make a line going across, oh, broke my pencil. Okay, so there's a line going across the saddle now. That's what I need to take off the bottom. It does look rather a lot. Let me just double check my measurements. Well, it looks about right. So I'm going to sneak up on it, as I said. So I'm going to shave off some material from the bottom, sneaking up to that line. I won't actually get to the line. I would rather take this slow, do it a little bit at a time, sneak up on it, than just try and take the whole lot off and end up going too far. So I've decided that perhaps the easiest way to do this is to put it into my little vise, my little bench vise, and there's quite a lot of material to take off. You see, I don't have a belt sandal or anything like that, so I've got to think about how I can do this accurately, and that's not going to be it. So I think what I will try and do is actually use my saw to saw it off. So that might not work in the vise. Let me just put it on the bench, see how accurately I can do this. I've got to be really, really careful to keep it straight and not to take off too much. I know you can't really see what I'm doing, but I'm just trying to saw off some material just short of that line. Whether or not it's going to work, I'm not too sure yet. It's proving quite tricky, but I think it's working. Okay, I'll try and put it back in the vise. I'm not sure. No, I'll continue like that. I really need to get a bench disc sander or something along those lines for this kind of job, because it's got to be accurate. That's not working too well. Okay, let me just pause the video here. I'm going to see if I can come up with something better for this. It's not working too well. Okay, so I've kind of come up with a better method for cutting this saddle down a bit. That saw wasn't working. I don't know why I thought it would. So I've got my little bench grinder. I don't have a big platform at the front and a wide disc, so I'm going to have to do it literally on the side. But it's going to be pretty accurate. The only problem with it is because this is plastic, this tends to melt it rather than just grind it away. So you can get a lot of, sort of rubbery plastic on the edge. But I think it's going to be the best method. So here we go. Strange smell. Okay, that appears to be working okay. Hopefully this will do the job the way we want it done. Still seems to be reasonably straight, which is good. Oh, it's getting warm. Oh, that is warm. Okay, it's still probably more than halfway there, so it won't take too long to get the rest down. Okay, I'm not quite at the mark yet, but I just want to check that before I go any further. I said I don't want to take too much material off. I'm just going to lightly sand the bottom edge to remove any burrs. Actually, yeah, okay. Right, so let's see where we are now. What's the base? That's the base. Yeah, it does look lower, so obviously took some material off. Okay, let's just bring the strings up to D again. Close enough, right. So I'm now going to check the action again at the 12th fret. See how much difference that made. Okay, so we're just above 3 mil at the base. About 2.5 at the treble. Yeah, so I still need to take a little bit more off, as I suspected. Let me think, hold on. So I need about another 0.5 mil. About another 0.5 mil, so another millimetre off of the saddle. So I'll take it out again. Check my measurement for that line. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, okay, so the line looks about right. So back to the bench grinder, take off a little bit more, not too much, I'm almost there to be honest. I make sure it stays square on the bottom so that the saddle sits properly in the slot. Okay, probably another 1/2 millimeter to go. Right, let's try that. Okay, just sand off the edges to remove any burrs. Okay, let's try that, see where we're at. Oh my god, that came down some. I hope that's not too much. Some buzzing at the first fret, that's kind of what I was expecting. Okay. Right, let's see where we're at now. Okay, bass side, a little over, it's pressing down the string, round about 3 millimeters, treble side, round about 2. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'm going to leave that there, but buzzing going on there, that's not good. Okay, I'm not going to do any more adjustment to the nut at the moment. I want to get all the strings on first, get them all up to tension, and then see where we're at. I'm pretty sure the saddle is where it needs to be. It's pretty low. And once I get all the strings on, get them up to tension, it's going to probably bring the neck bow in very, very slightly. Okay, so without further ado, let's get the rest of the strings on. How are we looking there? Okay. Right. Okay. All right. B string. Okay. Okay. Now I want the 3rd string, which is green. It's all right. Yep. Okay. Okay, so once again I'm putting the little bend in the end of the string, bridge pin in, make sure that ball end comes past the end of the pin, push it home, and let's bring you over here a bit. Just to show you once again my method for putting the strings on. Okay, so I come up the fretboard, pulling the string taut to the inside of the tuning peg, and this being the 3rd string, I'm going to wrap around probably 1.5 times around the post. Okay, so 1.5. Put the end of the string through the hole. Now this time I'm going to attempt to put the string back through the hole a second time, just to make sure it's nice and secure. It should go through. There we go. Okay. Let's just tighten that up a bit. Okay. Right. 5th string is the red one. Okay. How are we doing for time? Oh my god, really? Right. I'm going to have to end this video shortly because I'm running out of time. So at this stage I'm stringing it all up, putting all the strings on, and I'll get the strings up to tension, and then I will be checking the string height or action at both the nut end and the bridge end, and to see what further adjustments, if any, are required. Okay, so 5th string I will wrap around 1.5 times. This is not going to go through the hole twice, so it should stay secure. Okay, tension that up a bit. Okay, finally the 4th string. Keeping an eye on the time. So I'm going to end this video shortly, and then I will be recording another video, the final one, which will be tuning up, checking the string height, string action, and adjusting as necessary. Okay, so 4th string, wrap around 1.5. That should be fine. So this one I'm going to feed back through underneath the loop, the last loop, just to make sure it doesn't slip. It shouldn't do anyway, but just to be extra sure. Here we go. Okay. Okay, so that's all of the strings on, obviously not up to tension yet, so I will continue with this, so there will be one more video where we get it all tuned up and check string height and adjust as necessary, and then it will be done. Okay, so really hope you're enjoying this latest project. If you are, please comment, give a thumbs up, share the video with friends, etc. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell for further videos that are coming out. And we will see you again soon. Okay? Peace out.